Hello, everybody. Welcome to part two of episode 14 of Digitized Desperadoes. This time we're doing Paranoia Agent, the anime. I don't know why I specified
Yeah.
that.
2004, Satoshi Kon.
Yep. So,
So, okay, let me
a
say
lot
first of
goes
all,
on in this show.
This is
good,
a
good spooky show.
Yeah.
yes, heavy
Great.
stuff.
You were like, don't expect much, and I was like, eh.
No, I was thinking it wouldn't be like scary, but no, this show is scary.
I didn't find it like
Okay,
it
it's
didn't scare
disturbing.
me, but
It's disturbing.
it is disturbing at times, definitely.
Yeah, it's less scary, more like disturbing and like I guess it's
Psychological.
atmosphere. Psychological. Yeah, that's
It's
a good way
not
to
it's
put it.
not like there's any jump scares or anything like that, or anything that'll keep you up at night
Jump
directly.
scares aren't horror.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No visual. I don't think there was much visual horror either, but the concepts
they
in it were
have
definitely
the-
scary.
They have the demon shonen bat near the end, but
It's
that's
not
pretty
really that
good.
scary.
And Moromi is kind of unsettling once you figure out
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
So I guess
Okay, so I'll preface this with what I always do with like production stuff. So this was after Satoshi Kon's 3 movies. Let me look.
Paprika,
Perfect
Perfect
Blue,
Blue.
and Tokyo Godfathers.
Yeah.
Wait, and what about Paprika? Was this poster
No,
pre
Paprika was after this.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of Tokyo Godfathers in this, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, I haven't seen
This-
it because I was out that day.
This show was apparently made out of movie concepts that did not get made. They were
Okay.
ideas
That explains
that
some stuff.
Satoshi Kon had. That explains why it's episodic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be one coherent story. He just wanted to do a bunch of
Mhm.
different ideas. He wanted to have more creative flow, which I respect, and I think
And
it works.
this is actually his only TV series he ever did.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't done very much total in general.
Still, but this has the distinction of being like the only like non-movie.
Yeah, and let me say, I loved it.
Yes.
I thought it was pretty good
Great.
all
This
around.
is good.
Okay, so where's there even to start? Do you want to just go episode
I
by
guess
episode? 'Cause
I guess
Yeah,
let's start
that
with
would
the
be the best
premise.
way.
I guess we start with the premise. It's like so.
Well, do you want to go with the real premise or like what it actually is?
What okay, here's what I'll say. It's this whole town experienced this event.
It's
There
in
was-
Tokyo.
Yeah, it's in Tokyo. That makes that simpler to say. This character designer, what's her name? Tsukiko,
Tsukiko.
uh,
Mhm.
has like an accident or something, and she's like found in the street, knocked unconscious, and she claims that it was this guy that hit her over the head with a baseball bat, and he had roller skates, and then people would go on to call this person the Shonen Bat, and
'Cause he's like
all
supposedly
around
an
all around
elemental kid.
Tokyo, people are finding more and more cases of Shonen Bat attacks, and like it's all like seemingly related at first, and it gets more and more crazy as it goes on.
Yeah, that's like the on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, oh, what?
But I'm willing to bet that the whole show is actually about excuses people make. Because if you'll notice, the first and last scenes of this anime are people on their phones making excuses.
They're like, "I'm sorry, I can't come. It's Friday," or some shit like that.
Yeah, they make stupid excuses that like don't really sound legitimate.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I got something going on. Sorry."
It's also a lot about like how information and ideas spread
It's
Yeah,
it's like a
100%
mass hysteria almost.
yeah.
It's almost a mass hallucination.
Yeah, mass hallucination or mass hysteria, where some people actually believe they've seen this guy, while other people might obviously have like done something and then are just lying, saying that it was the Shonen Bat that attacked
Well,
their friend at
think-
night or something like that.
I think it's more that because the whole beginning is Tsukiko, a character designer, under great pressure to invent a very
Yeah.
popular character.
She essentially
then
invents this
after Moromi,
character.
who's hit it big.
She invents Shonen Bat, and
Yeah.
everyone likes to take it to make excuses
Yes.
for all the things they're not dealing with.
Yeah.
And the
Thus,
idea spreads.
Moromi is Shonen Bat. they are the same.
Well, they're not the same thing because I think
That was like they say that he is, but that's because it's like from the same person.
It's from the same person. They're both incredibly well, I guess popular is the word.
And if you want to get into spoiler territory,
known.
they have the same origin.
Well, yeah, we literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's already spoilers here, but yeah.
We're way past spoilers here.
But like, yeah, like the deepest of spoilers, they have the same origin.
I have a personal theory that both Moromi and Shonen Bat are kind of two sides of the excuses we make. We can either indulge ourselves with pleasant things with Moromi, like I don't care about my life because I'm having fun with Moromi.
Same thing with the detective that goes to his own like personal world.
Yeah, he literally goes to his own world.
Yeah.
But then you have Shonen Bat, who is the opposite. It's indulging in the bad parts of it. It's like
you're like lying to get out of something.
I don't want to deal with what's going on right now, so I got hit on the head, like the one girl who gets amnesia. Well, we should go episode by episode, I think.
So start with Tsukiko.
There's a lot to unpack. Tsukiko, I was already pretty suspicious that Shonen Bat wasn't a real person.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that from the start. By episode 2, I was like, maybe the Batman is a character created by the girl, and then like it was just more clear and clear as it went on, as people got more and more insane with it.
Where just like there was. I think I made a note like early on, like around probably before the halfway point, where I was like, is Shonen Bat real? Is he just like a supernatural thing or a figment of imagination? What is he?
And even if you know that, I really think it still holds up because you're like, even if he's not real, these people are going crazy because of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's funny because they catch him at episode 5.
Yeah, and I was like, I literally have a note that just says, "What the fuck? They caught him?"
I said,
anime over. Yeah, it's like I have the note of like I did not expect to see his face this early. I didn't.
Yeah. And then they interview the old girl, and she's like, "No, that girl was alone that night." And I'm like, "Yes, the kid was a faker."
Yeah, well, no, the kid eventually admits that he only hit the fat kid and the
other kid.
Bad cop.
Oh, the bad cop. Okay.
Because the other kid went into his room and became a shut-in.
Yeah.
And then imagine he went outside and got beat up.
Yeah.
I just read one of my notes. Boy, this Jet Set Radio sequel got crazy.
A little.
Okay, so we pretty much discussed the first episode. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Like Moromi starts talking to her at the end.
Yeah, and I think I have a note of like I do not trust this. Yeah, I don't like that living Moromi that's living with Tsukiko. Is the note?
I think it's the mouth that makes it really kind of unsettling. It's like this cute thing, but the mouth I found like kind of weird. You know what I'm talking about on Moromi?
I don't know. I didn't notice.
Also, I noticed the old woman kind of looks like Moromi.
Does she?
I think so. I don't know. I might be imagining.
Are you just?
I have a note of this, but like I haven't seen them on screen at the same time.
I'm not willing to believe that.
Wait, I gotta pull up a picture of her.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Okay. Well,
yeah, you're just stretching.
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably
trying too hard.
I'm not trying too hard. I just thought it at the time.
Okay. Well, I was worried in the first episode that they do a lot of technology stuff. They blame video games at one point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they I believe she is cyberbullied. I don't remember how.
Yeah, I think everyone's just like, oh,
everybody's just like,
you're just getting out of it.
It was on social media.
A forum.
Yeah.
It was a forum because this is.
And then Marumi comes to life and shuts the computer and says, "Don't think about bad things."
God, if you notice all of flipping Moromi's lines, there's that one scene in the fake Moromi anime where he just spams saying "take a rest."
Yeah, take a rest, take a rest, take a rest.
Really scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, the second episode is about the kids. It's about
Yuichi and what's
Ushiyama. Ushiyama is I know that because Ushi means cow.
Yeah,
and
Ichi is 1, as in number 1, because he's the best.
Yes, I just want to say, Ushiyama is a pure and wholesome kid.
He's a
Yeah,
good kid.
no, he's good.
He's just a kind of an ass.
And the other guy just kind of like was like, oh, he's taking my fame because people think I'm the shonen bat.
In
Because
hindsight,
I have all the same gear as shown in that.
I mean, he literally has the same exact like outfit and
Hat
everything.
and roller skates and everything.
In hindsight, I don't think this episode was that impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's
It's
some
set
other
up.
ones that I didn't remember as well, but this one's all right.
But one of my favorite things about this show is how literally every person is connected.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because,
even minorly
because the kid's tutor is the girl in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a good episode. Episode 3 is strong.
Episode 3 is probably my second favorite.
Because you have Harumi, who is his tutor, and then she has dissociative identity disorder and has an
Yeah.
alternate personality, Maria, who is a call girl.
Yeah.
And they are like fighting each other for control.
Oh, and the call girl goes to the frickin' dork's house or whatever, the guy that makes the figurines.
Yeah,
The call
weeb.
girl, Maria sleeps with the nerdy guy who makes the figurines. She sleeps with the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, an ugly cop.
Who wants her to call him daddy.
Oh,
Which is
yeah.
elaborated on later.
Becomes very important later. And they communicate with their answering machine.
Yeah,
I would have
found
watched the
that,
whole.
I found that part a little confusing, but yeah.
I thought it was so cool.
They
I would have
leave
watched the whole movie
messages
based
for
on it.
each other, and they are the same person, effectively. Well, the same body.
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed. I've actually read up on some stuff with dissociative identity disorder, and sometimes a lot of these things do happen. Having two personalities is kind of unrealistic. I've heard it's normally more, but people do lose personalities. Like that happens.
Or just one of them will go away.
I'm not going to go into like the psychology of it, but it's I believe fairly factually accurate. But I fucking love this episode 3. It's so good.
Yeah, that was a very strong one.
And then I had a note at the end. Wait, it was the tutor?
Yeah, I have that of just like, holy shit, like, by night she's this,
Yeah.
call girl, and then, oh shit, it's multiple personalities. That explains why they're in the opening together.
Well, she has 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, I was wondering, like, because that's why they're in the opening at the same time, is because they're the same. And they're in the trash, like, heap, where she throws all of Maria's stuff away. And
Yeah.
then puts it
Yeah.
back, because he keeps coming back for it.
There was one thing I was kind of disappointed about with this anime that I don't think the ending's that good. Mostly
Well,
because
they do mention that the ending was a little disappointing in the show.
Mostly because I get that they're going for the whole theme of like, hey,
It
excuses
never
are forever. You can
Yeah.
stop excuses. But my
Yeah.
problem
Oh, yeah. I have a note about the ending. Let me see.
my problem is literally there is only 3 characters who learn anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, 2, because flipping Maniwa goes crazy.
He becomes
Money-
Batman.
No, Maniwa is shown at the end as the old man.
Oh, he was.
Oh, that
So he loops.
okay.
That didn't click for me. I was just like,
Okay.
why does the old man look different?
I
No, the
thought
old
he was
man
just
dies.
wearing the same thing.
Oh, that's right, the old man. Yeah, I just thought it was like a weird sort of time loopy thing. Like it all just happens again. Like there's a new Marumi type character.
No, it's
And,
just
like,
it's
but
a
why is he the old man when like the one cop is the same and Ikari's still working as a security guard, and then it's like there's a schoolgirl who looks kind of like Tsukiko.
Maybe. Oh
It's a
yeah,
weird
yeah, yeah.
thing. Like that's what I thought. I thought it was just like, oh,
There's
everything's
something-
happening again with some changes.
Yeah.
No, I think it was meant to imply that like the world works like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
the point I was originally getting at is that the other characters they don't give you any closure on.
Yeah.
Like they don't show the one girl with amnesia. They don't show her doing
They
anything.
don't show any
don't-
of the suicide pact people ever again.
Well,
They
that-
just have the one episode.
We'll
I mean,
get
that
into
probably
that.
implies some stuff.
That's
but-
episode 8.
We'll get into that,
Yeah.
Max. There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
to
yeah.
unpack
We haven't
there.
even gotten the 4
That
yet.
that
except
whole
4
yeah.
yet.
But my problem was with Harumi because we don't see anything of her after.
No.
There's a scene where I think it's Maniwa talks to her.
Yeah.
But that's it. They don't show her getting better. They don't show her dealing with it.
I don't show her even getting worse at all. It's just kind of neither.
It's nothing. Which I think I don't like that.
Yeah.
For such a strong episode with such a strong character, you can't just kind of
Be like, that's it.
It dies. Like
That's the end.
that really bothered me. I thought there was something else. No, that's about it.
So on to 4.
4 is the bad cop.
Yurikawa.
I hate him.
Bad.
He is by
I don't
far
remember
the
this one
worst.
that well. I have like one note on it, and I don't remember what it was about.
He
Something
stole
about a purse?
He extorted a guy of a bunch of money, and then
Oh, yeah. Now I remember this.
He extorted a guy to make his dream house.
Yeah.
And then a gang member came up to him and threatened him and extorted him. So he goes around committing crimes. He robs a bunch of people, and it's all framed with this manga that he reads called The Man's Path.
Because he thinks he views himself
yeah.
as a hero to get over the fact that he's being a horrible person.
And that's his excuse of life is that, oh, I'm a hero because I'm helping my family. But he like
You're a criminal.
He like rapes a girl. Like, no. But then he catches the shonen bat.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's
That's what it was.
He
yeah.
throws the thing and gets, well, what we assume to be shown in bed at least.
I mean,
He gets the kid that was being a criminal pretending to be the shonen bat.
But let me tell you, Hirakawa is by far the most deserving guy to get bopped over the head with a baseball bat. Like, seriously.
The thing is, he doesn't like back himself into a corner ever. He just keeps going.
Well, he does, but then they give him the drugs.
Yeah.
That probably like uninhibitors or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He comes back a lot later, so that episode I was disgusted by, and that is the intent.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning, I was willing to believe, like, oh, he's like trying to be a man for his family. Like, he did some bad stuff, but he's nice to his family. And then they just stomp all over that.
Yeah.
He's
because
the most
he's a
garbage
scumbag.
He did not deserve any kind of second chance.
Yeah.
Then
episode 5, we learn about
the Chunibyo kid.
Yeah, Kozuka.
Is this the fake shonen back?
Shadow of a shadow.
This episode was a trip.
Yeah, this episode I honestly got really confused on because like they go into like the freaking fantasy realm and like the one police officer's like going along with it or something like that.
Yeah, Manny was going along with it, and this is kind of the beginning of him losing it.
Yeah.
Basically, the kid is convinced that he's in an RPG and that he's
a hero defeating monsters,
defeating the evil out of people.
Yeah.
But then the two approaches to it are the big cop, Ikari. He basically tries to beat the truth out of him.
He's like, "This is bullshit. You know it." And he's like, "Give us the truth."
Well, I respect that. He does go a little crazy and harsh, but then Maniwa just gives into it. He's like, "Yes, be crazy, go for it."
Yeah.
Which I think are both really unhealthy. But they eventually get the truth that the kid only beat up.
They basically find out, like, they're like, "Hey, why did you beat up the first two enemies or people, whatever approach you're taking?"
Right.
And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they find out that he is a copycat, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He latched onto the idea of Shonen Bat
because he started being Shonen Bat.
Yeah. And
I just like this episode because like the whole all the RPG like shenanigans and like fantasy stuff is just a nice change of pace, and it's like, oh yeah,
it is.
Here's something new.
Yeah.
It's
now
really
for
weird.
something entirely different.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. It was all right.
Yeah.
And then he ends up killing himself at the next episode or something.
Yeah.
Because real Shonen Bat appears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That I needed to mention this. Maniwa has a hallucination with the old man, where he's a magician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should probably mention. Did you guys watch the whole ending?
Not all of the endings, no, but I did notice that they
No.
had some like next time on
No,
like segments.
after the ending
ED.
song, the old man from the hospital has a sequence where he is standing on the moon and telling you about the next episode.
I think that's the
I
one
only
I
watched
actually
it for
did
the
end up
end.
seeing.
I only watched that at the end of the final episode.
At the final episode, it's Maniwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's oh well, haha. I
Yeah.
guess it just all started over again. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But in that ending sequence, they have a code. He basically speaks in code in the RPG talk because everyone is named after animals. Everyone has an animal name in their. I think I have a list here.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the when he dies, when the old man dies, he tells Maniwa to go after the rabbit.
Yeah, and thus you get the
Yeah.
the bunny girl figurine.
But also Suki in Sukiko means rabbit.
Oh, the layers. It's
But then also, what else? Ushi means cow, yeah. Cho from Harumi Chono means butterfly, which that's the she's the butterfly queen.
yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
segment.
You know,
Anyway, I just thought that was neat. I didn't watch all of them because they're nonsense, but
Yeah.
yeah. So that all we have for 5.
I think that's 5 and 6.
Well, no, no.
6 is.
6 is the daughter of the cop.
Yeah.
And interrogating old lady, of which I have one note reading, "Do not shake the old woman."
You know what? Me too. I was thinking, flippin' Ikari, don't flip and shake that woman. You're a bad person. But this episode is again brutal.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is so nice and so sweet, and is like, I'm gonna leave a little birthday message for my dad, and then she's like, oh, he's a horrible criminal. I want this
Yeah.
house to be destroyed, and it is, and I felt good about it.
It's like the freaking out of just like there's a camera in my room. Oh, there's
It's not even
pictures
like-
of me.
Oh yeah, I found that weird.
Oh no.
I didn't.
It's not
That was so
even- okay.
confusing.
It's
What?
not even like a little camera that you put into the bookshelf. It's a
It's a
flipping
camera in the
wall
wall.
It's, like it's in the wall like a HAL 9000, like in the side of the wall.
Oh my god, I hated it.
That's the point.
You hated it in the good way.
Yeah,
I hated it in the
In the
sense
way
of,
it was
this
supposed
is
to.
doing this to me on purpose.
Yeah.
very strong emotions.
Yeah.
And then like the storm is happening and just
Yeah, there's a whole typhoon. The old lady almost dies.
yeah.
She
Their
almost
house
drowns.
is blown away, and then Maniwa and Ikari are just standing there like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
shit.
I like how in that scene it looks like, oh no, she disappeared.
She's
Yeah.
gone.
She's
She's
dead.
just in the river.
Yeah.
She got blew into the river.
And then
Uh,
washed away.
The old lady does end up irrelevant. They have a little scene of her in the hospital with her family. Like,
Yeah.
oh, your grandma's safe, but it's not related to
That's
anyone.
yeah, pretty
so.
much it.
Yeah. And then Little Slugger smacks Taiko, who is the daughter of Hirokawa.
Don't call her little slugger.
Yeah.
I fucked up.
Call it the
Shonen
Batman.
bad. My bad. I'm reading the Wikipedia page and it's so.
Yeah, I know.
But smacks her over the head, and then she wakes up and she has amnesia and has forgotten it all, just like she was asking
Presumably
for.
has amnesia.
She was asking to forget everything, so she wakes up and she doesn't remember.
Wait, is
I
it,
like to think that she was faking it, but that's just me.
I just realized, is it? Do they call him like Lil Slugger or something in the dub? Because in this one, for once, I actually did watch the subbed.
I was just gonna say you didn't watch the dub. I haven't seen
No.
the dub. So
I was going
I
to,
guess
but
would,
they
'cause
didn't.
That seems to be what the English name is.
I think it works better with horror if it was like in its original language, and also the sub or the dub didn't put like little words up whenever there was something in Japanese, and I'm like, this is worthless. There's so many words like on the thing, so like I had to switch over to the sub.
I don't like that when that happens in like.
Yeah, I was like, you know
okay.
what? This I think I'm gonna give this its respect, and I'm gonna watch the sub.
all I gotta say is open, Shonen Bat literally just means like Bat Boy, Bat
Batman.
Kid.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means Batman.
It
Like
means
seriously.
Batman.
Except younger because Shonen means boy.
Bat young man.
Young Batman.
Young man.
The Adventures of Young Batman.
Except it's Paranoia Agent and it's depressing.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, hey, there's some depressing Batman plots, but probably not this depressing.
I mean the origin story. Anyway, so I wouldn't expect them to say Little Slugger. That's just clunky.
Yeah.
And because Shonen Bat isn't like a nickname, it just means like kid with a bat.
Yeah. Bat Kid, maybe?
Bat Kid I would like. Bat Kid sounds good,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Well, I'll look it up after.
So then all we got for 6 of just like, hey, Hirakawa, stop being a creep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like you're
yeah.
even worse
What
now.
happened to 7?
It's a
7. 7's the one where Kozuka is killed by actual Shonen Bat.
it focused mostly on Maniwa trying to look into it. All the detectives looking into it, and they
losing
find
his
out
mind.
the fake Shonen Bat kills himself,
Okay. That's where this was. Okay.
and
I
then
had
it's
them
revealed.
confused.
And then it's revealed that Maniwa is the radio guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the guy on the radio telling everyone about Shonen Bat.
Yeah.
Not really a very eventful episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like even like the Wikipedia thing of it is very short compared to the rest.
But then episode 8.
Episode
Yes.
8.
Boy. Oh boy.
A good description
This
of
one starts out
why not?
like kind of innocent looking. You're like,
It
oh, it's
starts
just
out
gonna
as
be some
Tokyo
shenanigans.
Godfathers.
No,
It's just
no,
gonna
my
be some
description is-
shenanigans of some people that met each other online and they're just gonna meet up and they're like, oh, they're not what they thought it was. No, not at all.
No,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
the description I have is 3 online friends try to make do on their suicide pact.
They have
Okay,
a
so-
fucking suicide pact. It's so weird.
The setup for this is literally Tokyo Godfathers. There is an old man, a gay man, and a young girl. And they've all
Except-
run away. They've all run away from their lives, except unlike Tokyo Godfathers, this is not wholesome. They want to kill themselves.
This episode made me so uncomfortable, and that's the entire point. But
The
yeah,
problem, okay. The thing that made me really uncomfortable is that I laughed at it.
no, there's
could-
like some.
It's funny.
It's legitimate like funny moments,
There's
and
like
it's
slapstick.
so weird.
Yeah.
There's
it's
a
like
part where they, like, all wanna-
community, but it's
they-
all about
They're
killing
all about
themselves.
to like put carbon monoxide in this abandoned building, and then suddenly the abandoned building's being torn down. It's like that's like the setup for a joke, but the joke is that they can't kill themselves.
yes.
And then they watch someone jump in
Yeah.
front of a
No,
train.
they're going to
and
jump
they're
in
like-
front of the train, and then somebody else does before them.
And he doesn't die, and they're like, "Oh fuck."
No, he dies. No, he dies.
Well, there's the
No,
one
there's
guy
a
that
dude-
like he doesn't die
We'll get
immediately.
there.
He's like
Walks.
seen walking first.
Like
we
Zebra
won't
sees
get into
him,
that.
and none of the others do.
Guys, we'll get into that.
Oh, is this a psychological thing?
Well,
Is
okay.
this a-
Well,
Does this have
Well-
future implications that I didn't realize?
let's go over what happens in the episode first. So they see a guy kill himself in front of a train, and they're like, "Ew, I don't want to go like." That.
Yeah.
And it's treated like oh darn it, we.
The girl is so
another
disappointed.
roadblock. They're like,
so
dang.
scary.
Oh,
It's
well.
weird.
And then they go to the woods and they try to hang themselves, but they're too heavy, and they break the branch.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so
Um,
I don't know how to feel about this episode. I mean,
Oh,
I
and
guess
also they all
it's really
have
well
Maroni
done.
backpacks because
Yeah, they all
Marami is
have
everywhere.
Yeah. They get more Moromi the further it goes, because in the first scene, it's just little girl.
Yeah.
I think at the start all 3 of them have it.
Oh, really? I thought
Like I'm pretty sure it was like
girl.
this is how we find ourselves is we're all wearing the backpack,
Oh, okay.
and then they realize that Kamome is a little girl, and they're like, oh crap, no,
Yeah.
you can't kill her, have her die, she's too young. And then so you get them running around trying to avoid her until they get to the building.
Also, fun little note. If you noticed when they were on the internet board with the messages about them discussing methods,
Yeah,
the guy named Fox
is that Maniwa?
was the fake Shonen Bat.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, I
wait,
think they
no, that's
mentioned.
right. I think
Yeah,
I did realize that. I'm just misremembering. Yeah. Right.
They mentioned they're like, oh hey, I heard Fox got hit by Shonen Bat, and it's the fake one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who they were discussing it with.
So
whole time.
weird.
The ending.
Connections.
The
So
end.
even
Yep.
these characters who basically never appear again are connected because
Do you
they
wanna-
do fake Shonen Bet.
They
Do
end
you
on a
wanna talk about the
screen.
ending?
They end on like one screen, and it's a
Condom
condom
machine.
dispenser.
The name of the episode is Family Planning something.
Happy
Mitch,
family
you know.
planning.
Happy Family Planning, which is the name of the condoms.
Okay.
So I guess it's just to sort of show that like effectively these three are sort of a family,
Okay,
but they all want
I
to kill
don't
themselves.
know.
I
don't
looked
know if
up
that's
a
what they're
lot of
going
stuff
for.
about this episode, so I have to tell you some theories I read. The number one theory people have is that they're dead, which is supported by in the first scene when they all meet up, the two men have shadows. The girl does not. She is never shown having a shadow. After the scene where they down the pills and they talk about carbon monoxide poisoning, they lose their shadow.
So
Huh.
they're just ghosts.
In every other scene after that, they lose their shadow. And there's also the scene where they take the picture, they photobomb,
Yeah.
and when they look at it, they freak out, but they don't freak
Because
out
they
when they're
didn't.
taking
They
it.
didn't freak out while taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh
makes
my
so much more sense
gosh,
now.
that's weird.
That makes so much more sense now.
And also
And then
them
it case where
chasing.
Shonen
That
Bet
would
freaked
explain
out when
also
Yeah.
why none of them
And
would
why
be able to
he
die.
sees the dude who got hit by the train is because he's dead and he's a ghost now.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, ooh, thank goodness that's
Oh.
over.
Which I didn't notice the shadows at all. This is all me looking back.
Yeah.
I kind of want to rewatch it now.
That makes a lot of sense. And then the Shonen Bat can't kill them because they're already dead.
And he
Or
freaks
can't
out
die
and
'cause
runs
they're
away
already
from
dead.
them. He's
Well,
so
and also
scared of them.
because they're embracing death. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yes.
want to die. And
And
Shonen
he's
Bat,
like,
oh,
what?
that's
What
weird.
the hell is your guys' problem?
And he's like, oh, that's weird, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, this episode is really weird. What was with the condoms? I never understood that.
I think the main theory I found is that the girl was unplanned, and that's why she died.
Okay.
Because the condoms are specifically extra thin condoms.
Yeah, that's right.
That is noted.
Yeah, I actually did have a note of it. Ends with the shot of the condom machine. What does it mean? Now I know, sort of, I guess.
That's the theory. I don't know if I believe that. That's stretching.
Still,
But
it's something.
it's all we have.
It's a
Yeah.
strange
Because at
episode.
first, when I
Made
watched
me
it,
feel
I
really
thought
uncomfortable.
when I watched it, I thought it was about them learning to love life, and like they have
That's
a
what I
scene
thought it was
where
doing.
where they're at the hot spring, and it's like, aw, they're cute, they're a cute family.
Yeah.
And they have the scene with when you find out the one man is gay, and they have all the weird physical contact with the old man. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I supported the theory that they're dead. I didn't when I watched it.
But that
But
makes
man,
sense with the
It's
shadows
such a
thing.
complicated episode.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
definitely one of the ones that definitely sounded like its own plot before he did this. You mentioned that it
I
was
think- I think that episode and the dissociative identity disorder could have been made into movies.
yeah.
But-
The both of those are like definitely up there in terms of the episodes. I think these are like some of the best. Those two are like some of the best.
I don't know if I'd call episode 8 the best. I think it's good.
It's
but-
very
It's
good.
very
It's on the
unique. It's the
upper-
most unique,
upper level.
I think.
Well, we haven't talked about the next episode yet.
I really like the next episode.
Yeah.
Episode 9.
I was entertained. I wouldn't say I liked it.
I
Shonen
really
Bat
like
becomes
this is
urban legend. in
this is the town's rumors essentially, or the rumors with these 4 women that are just talking about the Shonen Bat, and they're like, "Oh, don't tell anybody this, but I've heard this
Yeah,
about the
this,
Shonen
this,
Bat."
this and that.
Yeah.
Well, if you noticed, the name of the episode is ETC, etc.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
that's
everything
the-
else.
And
Everything
the
else.
hotel, like the complex, the buildings are E, T, and C.
Well,
Yes.
I think that's just a stylistic thing to show
Yeah.
the episode names.
The
But it's all the other nonsense that's been going on in the world that we don't see.
Yeah.
They just give you a bunch of examples of how people have been hit by the Shonen Bat or claim to have been hit by the Shonen Bat.
Maybe.
And there's one. It was my favorite one. Is the first one. Is the kid, like
The kid with the equations.
yeah, he's like studying
Yeah.
way too hard for this test, and he's getting sick, and he sneezes, and he loses pi r squared, and then he throws up, and a shit ton of equations just go all over the place, and he's like losing his mind literally
And
with
then
the
little sucker
sickness that he's
pops up
gotten.
and smacks him.
Yeah,
And
That
then
episode
the
was-
teacher comes in, and then just the floor is covered with the equations.
That episode was the most creative, I think.
and then
The
there's
animation's really cool.
the one woman making up these elaborate stories that the other people don't believe at all. Like she's like, oh, this
She's
started
trying to
with
fit
like,
in.
yeah, it started with this doctor who was doing an artificial insemination.
yeah.
He fucked it up royally, and he's like, you can't tell anybody that this is not her baby. Essentially,
And then
He
the
showed
baby
the
is shown in
baby.
that.
The baby was shown in
yeah,
back.
and then the women were like, huh?
And then
No.
one of the women go on to say they
Your
go on to
husband is a
recite
writer.
the story of the last leaf.
What's that?
Do you guys not know that story?
No,
oh my
I don't.
God.
No.
Okay, they tell the story of the two lovers.
Yeah.
The one
One girl's sick, and
the girl's sick, and she's like, if the last leaf on that tree falls, then I will die.
I don't remember that one.
That's a really famous short story
Oh, okay.
from like the 20s called The Last Leaf. And the movie, no, not the flippin' movie.
The show.
The story goes that this woman is in an apartment complex with a bunch of painters, and there's this one old man who is he just paints all the time. He's weird, and this woman gets deathly ill of pneumonia, I believe, and she's like dying. And she tells the painter friend, she's like, when the last leaf on that tree outside my window falls, then I will die.
Yeah.
And he goes outside and paints a leaf on the wall, and it's like beautiful. It's fantastic. It's his
Yeah.
masterpiece. And then he dies from pneumonia because he was outside painting it, and she survives. And it's really tragic, and like, it's a good story. I've read it before. I read it in school.
but this Shonen Bat smacks the girl, and the kid falls off the ladder.
Oh yeah, that one.
And I think the new housewife is like, I don't think that's what happened.
She's like, what the hell? That's a really famous
No.
story. What are you
She-
doing? And they're like,
she
what?
says-
Nah.
She
Oh.
says like that's from a story. It cracked me up. I loved that one.
There's the one where she also tries to be like, yeah, there's this dude on a desert island, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
that shows up, and then they're like, oh, shut up, that's not
I
real.
think the only one we haven't mentioned is
Baseball?
the mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Which the thing about the stories is that they all have a reasonable explanation besides Shonen Bat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the student who goes to the bathroom
Yeah.
and then disappears, and there's something on the ground
Yeah.
coming out from the stall. He probably killed himself.
Yeah.
And then with the mother-in-law, like, yeah, she died. Wonder why.
And then I really like the end with the baseball. It starts out with the woman going, "Oh yeah, don't tell me this. I was watching the baseball game. I don't think anybody
yeah,
else
baseball
noticed
game.
this."
That's
And
right.
she starts out by saying, "I don't think anybody else noticed this, but the pitcher was new, and like they were all telling him different things, and he's freaking out, and then the Shonen Bat got him, and then by the end of it,
No, Shonen Bat turns into the batter.
yeah, something like that. And then the one
the other two
woman,
women are like, oh yeah, no, I saw that
the
game
one
too.
woman's like, no, that's bullshit, but because the other women were calling her out for bullshit earlier, they're defending her,
Yes.
even though she's basically said, I don't think anybody noticed this at the beginning, and they're like, no, I remember that game. Oh my gosh.
So- and then she goes home to her husband, and
who has been hit by the Shonen Bat for real.
and she's
for
like,
real.
oh, how did it happen? And she's not like actually trying to help him. Or
Yeah.
anything.
Oh my god.
She's
what an
too
episode.
into the story and her reputation from it.
Oh yeah, and there's also the dude who was jogging and he was like punching the food, and then Shonen Bat was like, "Hey, here's a bunch of
Yeah,
food."
the
and then he
rocky
got
guy
fat.
Yeah.
who just keeps on finding food.
And he punches like a cake and shit.
God, he punches the food. I forgot.
and then it just like Shonen's like, "Hey, look at all this food," and then and now he's fat, and I'm like, okay, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that one's weird because no one dies.
Yeah, Shonen doesn't even kill the guy.
He just kind of
gives him a
ruins
lot of
him.
food.
Yeah, but even then, he's like holding groceries on his way to his apartment. He's like happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fun.
It's just
like,
showing how
Shonen
big
doesn't
this
something.
like mass hysteria has gotten and how like it's not even about what it was about at the first place anymore. It's just
literally
whatever.
an excuse.
They I think they explain like Shonen Bat even worse and worse every time they talk about him. Like, oh, his
Yeah.
face was like a demon, and then his
yeah, we
face
get
is
that.
like
That
a
happens later.
monster.
I'm just
Oh,
like,
is that
that's when we're
that's a
getting
later
into
one?
like the
Yeah.
Shonen Bat is urban legend basically
Yeah.
at this point.
I just want to mention, I think this is interesting. On the episode page, they have specific like directors for each episode, and apparently they have names. Like I think the first one is called IQ, where it's the kid studying. There's one called SOS, which I assume is the the kid of the desert island.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's it. Okay.
I don't recognize the others, but like I couldn't place them. They're just
Yeah.
HR is probably home run, which is the baseball.
yeah. But there's like HH and like EBM.
TKO. Oh, TKO is probably the
Yeah.
guy running in
Yeah.
shadow boxing.
Yeah, because
Because boxing. So, and on to episode 10.
Okay,
Maromi,
also-
the anime baby.
oh my god, this episode.
This is like really meta. It's about them animating the show that Tsukiko pitched, or about Tsukiko's
Tsukiko
character.
created the character,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah.
this is Maromi is basically just Hello Kitty.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Or something
that's
equivalent.
what I think Satoshi Kon was trying to make fun of.
Did you guys notice like the names of the animation teams?
Oda Nobunaga.
I noticed
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that's the one. I didn't notice any other ones, but I,
noticed that one,
recognized
just like the
Nobunaga.
director is Oda Nobunaga.
I was really hoping like Satoshi Kon would just show up.
That would have been amazing.
But yeah,
this episode is probably the darkest
mhm.
Yeah.
because everyone dies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except
Because they're
for
all
the
stressed
director, I
out and in a
believe.
corner from the anime production going so lousily, and
Which this is probably a commentary on the anime industry because I've
Yes.
heard a lot of
yeah,
reports that, like,
They were all
it's really
worked to
taxing.
death, essentially, and nobody
Uh-huh.
noticed.
And it really drives the point home when the Saruta, I believe, is the main character.
The guy that's like
wacky
incompetent.
Yeah, the
Okay.
errand boy. When he goes to one of the artist's house to pick up one
Ooh,
of the cells, and
the background.
there's just her corpse.
Oh
her
yeah, that
corpse
one.
lying at her desk.
and he's just like, "Oh, thanks for that." Yeah, and he leaves, and then it's like he just thought she was asleep.
But then it pans over to her body, and Moromi gives a cheerful explanation of her job.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh my god, it's really good.
and then he goes over to the background guy, and he's like, "All right, be really careful with this," and he fucking
And he
folds it
fucking
right
folds
in
it.
front of
Folds
him.
it. And he starts crying.
Yeah,
And then the director comes in and is like, "I am going to kill you."
I almost related. I was like, you know what? That's a reasonable reaction. He did something really dumb.
he really fucked up.
No, I feel he deserved it. He was bad at his job. He hurt everyone around him.
I mean, he
made
murders
everything-
them later.
I mean, there's the one
He
part where like
deserves
he
dying.
trips on the
He
cord.
deserves getting taken out by Shonen Bat.
I mean,
Yeah, the one where he like trips.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, dickhead, why did you have the thing plugged into the center of the room? Like, that's your fault.
But still,
Honestly.
he was just actively hurting everything for everybody. It was just being a hassle and a detriment to
Yeah.
everyone around him.
The whole scene with the whole flash forwards to him driving or gave me serious anxiety because I'm already scared of cars.
Yeah.
And the scenes of him nodding off and waking up and
Yeah.
he's like on the wall.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
It's like a
And then
truck
just
behind him.
Alone
And then he
on the
slaps
highway,
himself.
and Shonen Bat is behind him.
That was great. Shonen Bat flipping roller skating behind him.
Suddenly his like window is open, and then like water gets all over the tape. Or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
And then he dies in the car crash, and then the people are like, "Oh, there's the tape," and they just take it and
Yeah.
ignore him.
Also, if you
Because, like,
notice,
we gotta get it to air.
This is something that I have to point out because I think it's really interesting. On the radio, when he can't turn it off, the opening song plays.
Yes. I noticed that and I was like, oh my god.
That's the only time it plays in
Yeah,
universe.
I think the ending song plays a few times, but
Oh, does it?
or at
Yeah,
least
I
plays
think
during the
there's a
final
couple
episode
points.
or
Oh, yeah.
something like that.
The ending song is
Yeah.
called Muromi's theme, so that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
Theme of Miami.
The opening has a great name. Dream Island Obsessional Park.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, we didn't talk about the opening. The opening is scary.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody's laughing, and there's a fucking nuclear cloud.
And they're in the locations of their episodes,
Yeah.
except they're destroyed.
Yeah.
Or like there's the one where it's like Hirokawa and he's in like a Hawaiian shirt, but he's on top of like Mount Everest
Or probably Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji.
or something. And then it's
The other
just
guy's
all
on
these
top
other,
of the
like,
Tokyo
disaster
Tower.
scenarios.
There's another guy falling head first into the city.
Yeah, Manuel is
Yeah.
like falling from the sky.
The Ikari is on Tokyo Tower with a giant nuke behind him.
Yeah.
A mushroom cloud behind him.
And the lyrics, I believe, are
It's about a
Uh,
nuclear
it-
bomb
they
or a
talk
mushroom
about
cloud.
a mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
And it's honestly the scariest thing about the entire anime.
Yeah.
Because them laughing. They're just having a good time.
They're not
not
noticing
dying.
how bad things really are.
And then the ending is them all sleeping, but at the end they are laid in a sacrificial circle
Yeah, around
a giant
Muromi.
Muromi.
Run like a giant Muromi.
So yeah. I love the opening. I listen to it every time. It's fantastic. It's
I thought
terrifying.
it was.
but
I
love
thought it was good, but I think the actual like kind of bit of it is just kind of like a little too much for me to listen to every time.
I think it's neat.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's neat, but like it got a little like annoying at times.
That's
But I
fair.
did like it. I do like
Yeah.
the opening a lot.
It's a
just,
good opening.
It's not a song I would want to listen to often.
Yeah, it's too scary, honestly.
I
It
mean, it
creeped me
did scare
out.
me.
It's just unsettling. I don't
I
mean
ain't
like
afraid no
actually
ghosts.
scary.
I
So,
ain't afraid no sleep.
you know what else ain't afraid of nothing? Ikari's wife.
I love
Good ass
Ikari's
transition
wife.
by me. You're welcome.
Is this
What
episode
a-
11?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a woman. I love her.
The best.
This is my
She's-
favorite episode by far.
This is definitely top
Yeah,
2.
this is
I think this
also
is
up
probably
there for
second
sure.
favorite.
This episode is so powerful. It made me emotional. I loved it.
This isn't another person getting cornered by the Shonen Bat and dying. This is a woman that she's about to get cornered, and she just sees the Shonen Bat and she's like, you know what? No. This is how things are. And I'm not gonna make any excuses. I'm just gonna sit down. I know how bad things are, and I'm just not gonna let it get to me. I'm gonna keep moving.
And the
It's
worst
so
part is
good
that
seeing Shonen Bat lose.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, and
Shonen
the-
Bat gets really angry. Like he wants to
I know,
fucking
yeah,
hit
there
her.
are moments where
And he
she'll
gets
like
bigger.
start talking about, but this is kind of bad, and he's like, yeah, finally I get to
And
hit her, and then she's like, but no, I will not stand for this. I will keep going, and he's like, God damn it, stop.
he gets like big, like he gets like to his like ultimate form version of him, and she's like, I can't let this man win. I have to just not give in. Like this is how things are. I've got to not make excuses. Essentially,
That's life, and I'm gonna keep living.
I love my husband. I'm going to keep fighting. He's fighting for me, so I gotta keep doing the best for him.
This is the best episode.
It's so good.
It's
It's beautiful. It's just
It's a
it's a woman, a wife talking to her sadness.
Yeah.
Like she's dying. She has a husband who's been away from her for a long time, and she doesn't know why. But man, is she fighting! She's fighting so hard.
yeah.
No, and you also have like the counter of it where it shows Ikari, and he's kind of having the same deal where he's like, oh, she's too good for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of him like, oh, I hate life now. I want it to be simpler. And then
I
he
really
kinda
like
gets
the
his life.
moment where he gets the new construction job and he meets one of his old people that he arrested.
I love their conversations. They're so wholesome.
Because like he's like, I'm too old to be a criminal too. This is how things are now though. They're both
And then,
out
like,
of jobs.
Guys who used to be on, opposite sides now are on the same side together, just
Yeah.
reflecting.
it's so generic. If you say it out, you're like, oh, a
Yeah.
cop meets up with an ex-cop meets up with his old criminal friend,
But
and
like it's true. Like it's a good version of that.
it's just like everyone's living together in a community, and
It's a
just,
really
it's so good.
I think it's
And-
also a really nice
okay.
change of pace from the previous episode. It's like this is just
Definitely.
we're just down to earth.
Also, let me say, I was reading the comments really consistently for a lot of these episodes, and number one, people don't get this anime. People are like, "Oh, this is such a drug trip. You should watch this while you're high."
No, that's
so
not
you
a drug
understand
trip.
it."
That's
And-
paprika.
Yeah, yeah. But from episode 8 on, and episode 8 is the Suicide Pact. People are like, "This is terrible. This isn't anything like the first half. Why are they not following the detectives? Why is it different characters?" And I'm like,
that
It's been
shit's
like this the
over.
whole
They
time.
they got fired. They're off the case. They can't do anything about it.
it's not about those characters. It's about Shonen Bat and how he affects society and
Yeah.
how excuses affect society, and it's so good. So just letting you know, that's like public opinion, is that people hate the last like 5 episodes.
Because they're
Well, they
stupid.
don't
Whatever.
get it. It's about excuses and the spread of
I honestly thought first half of the show
all that.
I had the complete opposite. First half of the show, it's pretty good. Second half of the show, amazing.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about the last 2 episodes, but
I don't know the
really,
2
really
episodes as well. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I really like episode 11. It's the best.
In fact, I think my
Yes.
notes kind of just end after episode 11. A lot happens in the
Okay.
last 2 episodes.
Yeah, no, I have no. It goes as follows. Episode 11 was very good. Seeing Shonen Bat lose is great. Followed by, and now Manuel thinks he's Batman.
Yeah,
Intro for episode 12.
literally Batman, because he uses the bat.
They do have the reveal of what actually happened. Who really died that day? No, it was
Yeah, the
We
backstory
learned-
of Tsukiko is cool.
yeah. We learned that Tsukiko came up with the Shonen Bat idea from a traumatic event in her childhood when she was walking her dog, also named Hiromi, and she stopped for a moment and let go of the leash by accident, and the dog ran out in front of a car, and she couldn't live with that, like what she had done. And when she went home to tell her dad what had happened, she, came up with a story of a crazed man with a bat that hit her and her dog.
And the dad like immediately reveals that he knew the whole time
Yeah.
that it was fake.
Yeah.
And he encouraged her.
Yeah,
I-
he couldn't.
And
He could
and
not
basically means, I caused all this.
Yeah.
This is my fault.
He couldn't bring himself to tell her that it's entirely her fault. But
She's a dirty liar.
well, it's not. She's like a dirty liar. She's just like a child that couldn't deal
that's
with it.
something. That's something interesting. I think we should get into. Do you think Tsukiko's a bad person?
I don't think she's a bad person.
mean,
I just think that it's
When
a
you see
cautionary
what
tale.
happens in episode 13 that results from all of this that she's caused.
I think the point is that she's not a bad person. She has done a bad thing, and this is about that when you do this kind of things, it can get out of control. It's not.
Yeah.
She didn't do it with bad intent. She just. It's showing like you don't have to be a
This
bad person
thing
to
she
create
did went
something
beyond
horrible.
her control, and now it's just out of her hands.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because she actually physically harmed herself to get pity, and
Yeah.
I think that's an incredibly low thing to do as a
I think
human.
it's low, but
Yes.
like it's showing like this isn't like done out of meanness. This is like she didn't know
it's done
what
out
to
of
do.
This
Personal
wasn't a
weakness.
spiteful thing.
Personal weakness. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I was like playing devil's advocate. I
Yeah.
I
No,
want
it's
to get
fine.
your thoughts, but I completely agree. I think Tsukiko is someone who deserved a second chance. I think everyone deserves second chances except Hirokawa.
I
He
knew
did
you were gonna
not.
say that.
He did not.
He deserved to die or rot in prison. But the fake Shonen Bat kid didn't deserve to die. But I don't
He was
know.
just
Yeah.
disillusioned.
Did he even kill anybody? I thought he just backed him on the head.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
He didn't
He's just
actually
kind of
kill
a
anybody.
dick.
We don't see Ushi later, but he did survive.
No, we do see him. I think Manuel goes to interview him again. And he's like,
You're right. You're right.
but then that's it. Like in the same sequence
Oh,
where he's
right.
interviewing everyone,
They
And
have
also, like,
everyone go in
interviews.
to identify the fake.
Yeah. And that's like the last we see of them. That's like the last time we see Harumi as well.
Ushi deserved better.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Ichi's just an asshole.
Well, I was gonna say something originally.
What were you gonna say? Did you lose it?
You guys talk about something.
The ending? Do we want to go on the ending?
Well, no. We have to talk about the otaku guy and his freaking.
Oh, yeah.
That scene. We need to talk about that scene because
Where
that was so
he's making
cool.
all the figurines. Right?
And it's of everyone.
Yeah.
Like every
Okay,
character in the show.
But the anime girl figurines talking and like having different abilities and like taking themselves apart and plugging themselves
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
computer.
They make the
The
goggles.
animation is so cool.
They make the
I
goggles
love
for him
that.
to see. I find that weird, but yeah.
I rewatched it a couple of times.
Mhm.
It was so cool. It was just animated really well.
Yeah.
And it's
And then-
the otaku guy showed up before. He was with Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe he was in.
He
I think he was
called
in like
the call
the
girl.
first episode.
I
Maybe?
don't know. I think he might have been. Yeah, I think he might have been like the cops went to him early on.
Which is really interesting that he shows up so often because he's not important at all.
Well, not until now, at least.
I was under the impression that when Maniwa is talking to the figurines, he's actually just talking to him, and it's hallucination. But that's my opinion.
And then before we get into the last episode, Maromi is gone.
Yeah, Moromi disappears.
Like
Please.
even like his
Yeah.
shirt, it's like there's a blank spot where
Yeah.
Maromi used to be, and then the ooze.
The ooze.
Oh god,
The black ooze.
That is the
Okay,
scariest shit.
I just
Really?
remembered what I was going to ask earlier.
Yeah, because
What?
it's like
Okay, whatever. We'll get into it later.
What were you
The
going to
ooze.
ask? Oh.
We'll get into it later.
Okay.
The ooze is creepy, but I felt it was very like, oh, this is high concept. It's all the excuses. They're
Yeah.
built up. I was like, eh.
no, I just
It was
found it
animated
creepy
well.
just in like the idea of just like it's everywhere. It's spreading from everything. And no matter where you go, where you hide, this mass just comes for you and takes you. And I was like, oh, I don't like that.
I mean, I guess.
It's animated well.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
Hello.
I don't know.
So what were you going to ask?
Okay, I was gonna ask, and this is legitimately me not remembering something. Do you guys remember why Tsukiko let go of Moromi's leash?
He was just sort of. I think he was
She
tying her
like
shoe.
hunched over for some reason, but
I think
that's
she
as
was
far
like
as I
sick,
noticed.
Or she was like being
she had
sick
a
and she was
cramp.
tying a shoe or something.
Because I looked away from the screen for a second and I turned back and it looked like she was like, I don't know, it looked weird.
It looked like she had a cramp, but they never she didn't get hit by anything like that. Or
Yeah, I
It was
didn't
never
think
really
so.
like. I don't know. She just sort of like crouched down and let go.
Yeah. I thought for a moment like she was tying her shoe or something, but I don't know.
I think she was like coughing. I don't remember.
Well, it doesn't matter. If you guys don't
Yeah.
remember, it must not be
I don't remember
important.
it that well
Just
either.
one mistake was made, and
I think
that
that's
led
just
to
the point.
all
I
of
don't think
this.
it's why.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
in episode 12, Moromi says to Tsukiko, don't think.
Yeah.
Yep.
What a line.
Yep, there it is.
That's how you know it's
That's
Don't think,
Moromi's
just
entire
lie.
role.
Don't think
All right,
about what you've
so-
done ever.
Most of the actual action in episode 13 is
Oh wait, no, we
Hikari
didn't talk about
breaking
Maniwa having like the duel with big.
that was probably one of my least favorite scenes. It was really boring.
Just, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, good animation. Good animation.
Very
all
good
around.
animation.
But that's just kind of, you just expect that.
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 13, most of the focus is on Ikari getting out of his dream world.
It is so satisfying when he does.
Yeah, he takes.
It's just like a fist pump moment where he just takes the bat and smacks the little
Yeah.
keychain of Murumi
He
and
smacks-
shatters everything.
Well, he smacks the world. He goes
Yeah.
around and
Yeah.
smacks walls.
And then
people.
everybody like flips around because they're all like little papercraft people. They'll flip around.
Right.
They're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And he's just breaking free of it all. And Murumi's like, no, stop it, no. And he's like, shut up, dog.
Shut up,
I'm
dog."
doing this.
And then, the wife shows up again.
Yeah.
She
She's
dies. And
She's going in for an operation because she has a heart attack, and she goes into the dream world, and she's like, "I just want to tell you I love you."
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad.
And they're like doing a whole, oh, Tsukiko is the child that Ikari never had, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, it's
In
what
a
he
way,
wanted
yeah.
to believe.
Yeah.
He wanted a daughter, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did say that.
yeah. They specifically mentioned like they really wanted children, but she was barren.
Yeah.
So, though nowadays that plot wouldn't really work.
Yeah. So after that,
I have it written. Okay.
the show kind of just ends.
I have 4 things written. Cool scene with him rejecting the fake world.
Yeah.
And then, how does it always turn into a really weird kaiju fight? Which I don't really remember that.
I don't even remember it either, but I
Big
kind of
Moromi
remember.
fights the blob.
It was
Yeah, it's the
Moromi,
blob
that's
turns
right.
really big. Yeah.
Moromi protects Tsukiko.
And then
Yeah.
she just gets absorbed, and then it's Shonen Bat and Moromi together as one mass.
And then I think Tsukiko admits that she made it up and that Shonen Bat is hers, and then
Yeah.
it ends. And then I wrote...
And they have like a little bit where like the entire city was actually destroyed by this somehow.
Yeah,
And
this actually happened.
and 2 years later, they're finally done rebuilding.
So,
and they
okay,
show-
And they're like, how are we going to move on from
Tsukiko
this?
is now an office worker. She's
They show
looking at
a couple
a
of the
commercial of
characters.
new mascot. Ikari's still a security guard. Kawazu is still a reporter. And then Maniwa is the crazy old man now.
Yeah.
But in the final scene, he like figures out the answer to the equation, and then it ends.
Yeah. They keep going though, like they're like with the excuses. I think you mentioned that it was bookended by these excuses. It's like some guy's on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I know the city's now rebuilt, but it's going to take a while before we can get all the systems back up." And it's like it's all going to start again.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point.
Your
is just it all
lies will
happens
build
again.
up, and they will eventually come crashing down.
And I wrote as my last note, humanity learned nothing.
Yep.
Yep. That's the point.
So yeah.
So I think we've
So
talked.
we-
Wow, this is like our longest for a single episode.
I mean, it's worth
There's
it.
Or a
lot to
single
talk
show.
about.
This
Yeah.
is probably one of the best things we've watched, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I did a
Good
good.
job, Max.
Yeah, you did a
The
full
same
Satoshi
guy,
Kon.
the same
You
guy
can
that brought you Girls und Panzer and Grenadier has brought you
Grenadier.
a good
You
show.
Paranoia
Grenadier.
Amazing turnaround, Max.
You know what? You made up for it.
Oh, okay, good. Yay. Don't worry, I'll
Yes, this
ruin
is
it
one that makes up
immediately.
for the bad.
You're back in the good graces. You might ruin it immediately. You're
Oh,
right.
I could totally do that.
Let's see how the thing goes.
Oh yeah, we got to
Um,
see how the thing goes. The movie The Thing is the movie that we're watching.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Um,
Alright, so
okay. I want to
scores.
know.
I didn't really think of a number for this. I was like, I wanted to talk about it some more.
I have a
before
couple more
coming to a
thoughts.
conclusion.
I have a couple more thoughts. So if you want to,
Okay.
shoot up. So there, the only other Satoshi Kon movies we have seen, we have all seen Paprika, and 2 of us have seen Tokyo Godfathers.
I don't even remember what I was doing that day. When I missed
But
it.
anyway, I love Tokyo Godfathers. I think Paprika's okay.
I liked both of them a lot.
Okay.
Sorry.
Paprika is a lot of shock value and a lot of good animation. And
It's a
also,
lot of crazy.
I wanted to say, the main male lead of Paprika reminds me a lot of Ikari.
Yeah,
They
now that
bas-
you say that, yeah, I
they
totally
have
see
a
it.
very similar plot line. They both go into a dream world where they have
They're
to
both
blunt stuff from
detectives.
their
Well, they also
past.
get
Want to go back to the good old days.
They also get like some sort of access to the dream world through I'm thinking of the other guy. There's a fat guy that is a shut-in. Don't they get the goggles in Paprika from the other guy? I don't know.
There's an otaku doll guy in Paprika.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
He was the mentor of the other fat guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a comparison there. But I just think Ikari and the dude from Paprika are very similar.
Yes, they are. We're not wrong.
And also the main girl not being who you expect, the weird kaiju fight in the end.
Yep.
Yep.
But with Tokyo Godfathers, it's obviously just episode 8 because it's the same exact cast.
Essentially.
As Mitch probably doesn't know, the main cast is
you spelled it out earlier.
right. Except the gay man is cross-dressing. And
so Tokyo Godfathers is about complete miracles.
And family
also,
is where you find it.
Also, there's a Yakuza plot.
Episode 8 is just, hey, suicide.
I mean, the thing that I think...
Wait. There's a group of people, and they wanted suicide? What are they?
Oh, no!
Some kind of suicide squad?
I'm going to kill
I'm
you.
Sorry.
Squad is typically 4 people, though.
Shut up. Moromi. No, it doesn't count.
Don't think about it.
Doesn't
Take
count.
a rest.
Don't
take
think
a
of,
rest.
you know,
take
just
a rest.
yeah,
take
yeah.
a
I'll
rest.
take a rest.
Take a rest.
Take a rest.
Oh no, cursed phrase. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I would rate this really highly, probably an 8 out of 10, because there's some bad episodes. There's well, not bad, but
There's some episodes are not as good as others.
I think the last 2 episodes could have been 1 episode or something.
Yeah, they could have changed the ending a lot.
Let me see.
Solid 8.
Oh, jeez.
I think I'll give this 8. Yeah.
I want to give this an 8 too. I really liked the whole idea, and it got crazy, but you can still follow it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Also, I wanted to ask you, did you guys watch that one YouTube video on why you should watch Paranoia?
No, I actually didn't.
Yes, I did.
watched the beginning of it, and then I'm like, you know what? This sounds like it's very spoilerly, so I'm gonna not watch it all.
Yeah, the Super Eye Patch Wolf video.
Yes, I feel like you probably
watched.
missed the entire point, though.
So, Mitch, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about it? Let's just give a little.
I feel
talk
he's
about
sort of
somebody
like,
else's video.
Sort of on point. I agree with the whole idea of just, hey, this is how information spreads. That's part of what it is about.
So he gets that part. That's interesting. I might go and watch it. I'm just saying this is.
He mostly focuses on this is about the spread of information and how.
I mean, in effect, that's how
YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and how basically Satoshi Kon called it.
Super.
Hideo Kojima calls it with Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh, jeez, but that was 2001 when Kojima
but
did that.
It's sort of the same deal.
This is 2004.
Yeah. Okay.
This is right. This is like directly before.
Yeah.
And he basically calls it.
Yeah, he calls memes.
Yeah. Completely.
Moromi was the first meme. You heard it here, folks.
I mean, technically speaking, memes have existed since forever.
Meme is a Greek phrase. Come on.
I mean, there was a
modern sense that
Kilroy was here from the 40s.
Yeah, that was like a thing during the World Wars.
Yeah.
Let's get those good old Pompeii memes.
Oh, jeez. But anyways.
What, like the dude jacking it at?
Oh my God, jeez, you're just gonna say it, aren't you?
I more meant like all the wall writing at Pompeii.
Yeah, I saw that when I went to Pompeii. There's like wall writing. Yeah, I went to Italy. But yeah, when I went to Pompeii, there was like
Europe, whatever.
Yeah, I went to Italy. I went to Rome, Pompeii, and Tuscany.
Okay, we're digressing. I'm sorry.
But yeah, with the memes there, they had like writing on the walls, and people would be like, "Marcus likes having sex with men," or something like that.
That was normal back then. No, just kidding.
Well, they did it. But yeah, anyways.
Okay, are we going to have a showdown, or do you guys have any of that?
Well, yeah.
Showdown.
Okay, so. Alright, the original plan was I was gonna do Serial Experiments Lane, but I feel like doing that after this is just like a little too extra.
Not a good call.
I didn't want to double shot us. I feel like this is a Devilman situation where we need to like
do you guys have
another shot of pain.
Decompress after this?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a backup? I mean, do you have a backup?
No, I have one right here and right now. So it's Spooktober. It's spooky season. You know what's spooky? Skeletons.
Oh.
You know what show has a skeleton as a protagonist? Overlord. Overlord.
Oh, okay.
I'm fine with that.
So yeah.
All right.
I mean, we were pretty in after we saw the first episode rather recently, so after that I put it on the list, and here we are now.
I have already seen the first half of it, so I'm happy to finish it.
Yay!
Sweet.
So there we go. The Thing from Another World and Overlord next time.
Yeah.
We got a lot of spookiness coming.
Yeah.
I'm mostly excited about my movie pick for next week because that one's one I've been hanging on to. That's
I'm
my
excited
actual spooky
too.
pick.
Until
But
then.
let's watch stuff first.
Yes. Just saying, alluding to the future.
All right. Thank you all for watching. This
you
has
so
been
much. Thank
Digitized
you.
Desperadoes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.